As long as I'm on the subject of statues, I want to show you a little more complicated cleanup on another image of a statue. So I'm going to go to File and Open. In folder 5, along with the statue of David, I have this statue group that's in a local cemetery near my house. And the statue has been sitting there for a long time. You can see the yellowed stains on this statue. You can see the dripping detail coming down here. I really want this statue to look clean again. So Command J, always. I'm going to go to my adjustments panel, always. Go to the second row and all the way to the left, always. The same thing over and over. I'm going to click there, take my target adjustment tool, and I'm going to target the oranges in this statue. I'll do it on the base right here where I can see a lot of orange and drag that to the left. I can still see some leftover color staining on this statue, so I'll go over into here, maybe grab a little yellow there. There we go. Take out all that yellow staining on this nice marble statue. The problem again is it took out all the color on other areas where I was not so concerned, like the wall up here, the overall base of the statue. So to put it into simple terms once more, every adjustment layer comes with a layer mask. So I'm going to hit D for default colors, X to switch to black. And with my paintbrush, I can hold Control and Option. Want to go with a smaller brush right in here. Just small enough so I can erase the adjustment layer from affecting the base of this statue. I want to keep the colors down there. That looks good. And I don't want to pull out the color in the wall, so I'll paint that back in all the way across the top. Gonna jump around this guy's head right here. Okay, we'll paint in all the color in the sky, the wall, and notice as I paint, it stripped out some of the color in the plants. You can see it right in here, some of that yellowish tint in the plants. So I might as well just zoom in and touch up all the background behind this statue. So again, with a slightly smaller brush, I paint with black, block out the adjustment layer from pulling color out of the plants. And I'm going to go around the edges of the statue first. Just kind of roughly go around the edges here. I don't need to be totally perfect. Unless somebody zoomed in with a microscope and checked this, I can get a pretty good cleanup right here. Control and Option for a smaller brush to kind of get in these little spaces right in here if I need to. And we'll come around this head, go up and around right in there between those two heads. And let's just focus on the outer edges of the statues first. We'll clean up this little space right in here with a small brush. Then I'll come back in with a larger brush. Keep going around all these edges right here. Clean that up. There we go. And clean, clean, clean. Go around this guy's head and his shoulder and his elbow. Keep going around. And that's my main goal first, because this is all the detail. So I want to really focus on the statue's edges first. Clean up all the edge detail right here. That's my main concern. That's where I have to go slow. Out here, I can just scribble really quick. But it's around the edges of the statue I got to be a little more careful. Okay, so let's go down here, paint in all those bricks again, and down to the bottom. There we go. Now when I zoom out, it's going to be a little difficult to tell where I have skipped on some of the plants. I can't really see where I've painted, but actually there is a trick to see where I painted. So you'll notice on my adjustment layer, there is a black and white layer mask. But I can't see where I've painted black and white. So the trick here is I option click the layer mask, and that shows me where I've painted. I missed a bunch of the plants here, a whole part of this wall. I'm really just trying to affect the statue, so I shouldn't see any white here. I'm trying to block out the adjustment from affecting the plants. This gives me a much clearer view. If I option click again, I can't really tell where the color is being affected as clearly as I can if I option click. Now I can paint with black and say, don't pull the color out of the plants over here. Come in with a bigger brush. Don't pull the color out of this part of the photo. Come in with a smaller brush. Don't pull the color out of this part of the photo in here. Don't pull the color out of the plants that are above these statues. Right in there. And this is much easier on the eye, looking at it in black and white than looking at it in millions of colors. So just go right around the edges here. Okay, we'll take this out. I don't want to pull the color out of the plants there, so I'm going to block out the adjustment layer from affecting that part of the photo. Option click again, and now we've got a nice vibrant background, a nice cleaned statue. And what I want to do is play off of this. I want to do one more adjustment. Make the background colors even brighter. Okay, what you can do on an adjustment layer is you can command click, and that will load a selection based on where you've painted with white. So if I option click, you can see how the selection is now going all around the white selected area. Option click again, and I come back to my photo. Okay, what I'm gonna do is I've already cleaned up the statue. So I'm gonna take my selection, turn it inside out, inverse. Now I have all the background area, and I'm gonna go right back to my adjustments panel, go to the second row all the way to the left, and I'm going to, well, there you go. I already generated it. I'm just going to drag my saturation. Look at that. The statue remains the same, only now the background is being changed. So I can punch that up just a little bit more right there. And notice how I've played off of these layer masks. This one, the statue area is white because that's what I was cleaning up. I command clicked, turned my selection inside out. Now the other adjustment layer is the reverse of that. So I have one adjustment layer to clean up the statue. The reverse of that is to clean up the background behind the statue. Really fun. Again, Photoshop is a genius program. It's fun to play off of that. And keep in mind, these are non-destructive changes. So if I turn those two off, this is the original photo. Really dull, kind of grungy looking and dingy. Here's the statue cleaned up. There's the background emphasized. And now I've got a really nice photo for presentation, playing off adjustment layers on each other. Alrighty, there you go.